Hello and welcome to the Reasons I'm Broke podcast, bringing you the reasons we're broke, ranging from comic books, movies, TV, video games, and more. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Daniel.
And this week's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Sign up today and you can get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia.
There's over 150,000 titles to choose from, all available on your Android device, Kindle, and iPhone. Once again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia.
So for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. The way we form out the show is first we start out with some news ranging from comic books, TV, video games, and more, and we follow up with our comic book pull list of the week.
So we're going to start off with some television news. We haven't really talked about Korra too much, so we are going to talk about Legend of Korra Book 4. What are our thoughts now that we are about 3 to 4 episodes in?
So for those of you who don't know, Korra Season 4 was being shown on Nickelodeon, and about halfway through the season, Nickelodeon said, guess what? It's all online now. Pulled it all, but the benefit to that is we got Season 4 so much faster.
Yeah, they didn't wait nearly as long to put this out there. It was almost a surprise announcement that they October, it's coming. Here you go, first trailer.
By the way, next week, here you go.
That first episode's not going to be up to par, but, you know, the animation, so it's all online now. Who gives a shit? They're like, it's the last season. Put up with it.
I will say, I think I've enjoyed this season more than I did last season, and definitely more than I did Season 2.
So far, I think I like Book 3 more. Book 4, it is them actually tying up all the loose ends, and they're actually showing these characters that we have been wondering, like, what happened to these people? And I think we're actually going to see more of, let's say, who people's children are. So you're looking at Zuko, you're going to see more of what's going on with Toph, and then, of course, I think we're going to see Aang one more time.
No, yeah, probably. I don't know, I feel like last season, you only liked it because it's Zahir, and he was a woolly man.
And I also like that it was an evil airbender. Like, that had not been done yet.
Because they were all dead.
It's still cool, though.
I thought there was way too much going on last season. They were throwing all these things at you and it was rushed, and I felt like there was no growth. There has been nothing but growth in these first 2 episodes that we've seen. We got to see a lot of Katara, which I thought was great. Mm-hmm. I want to see her and Zuko get together. Finally, come on, guys. Just do this. Just come on.
I think the more important question is, what do you think about that relationship that people are seeing between Korra and, what's her name, Izaki?
Asami.
Yeah.
Izaki. Where did that come from? You're like, whatever, the other girl.
Doesn't matter. It's going to be... This show's over in less than, half a year.
I totally picked up on it even last season. People have been... Okay, I'm a fan fiction reader. That's just, that's me, guys. Sorry. People have been writing fics about them since Season 1, which I didn't pick up on anything then, but definitely in this last season, it was all over the place.
When we were watching that last episode, you even said, I think they might actually be building to this.
I would not be surprised, and you know what? If they do, good for them. That's awesome. They're all online now, so it's like, whatever.
What's the worst that can happen to us?
They pull us? Yeah, exactly. Definitely think they're building towards it, and if they do... Really, really cool. Obviously, nothing's happening with either of them and Mako. Because they just kind of forgot about it.
Who cares about Mako, too?
I care about Mako.
You like Mako?
He was like Zuko and a half. Not even Zuko and a half. He's Diet Zuko.
Well, he was better than Zuko then, because I did not like Zuko.
I loved Zuko. I want Zuko and Katara to get together. Anyway, I think...
Let me say also, Zuko still managed to disappoint me in the last book. Like, there's this big battle coming, and he's like, I'm going to run away with my now Asian accent. I picked it up as I aged.
He learned from Uncle.
And I was like, all right, Zuko, run off. You're still no good at anything.
he was probably hiding with Katara. Now, Katara didn't do anything that last season.
She's healing Korra right now.
Yeah, she is now.
And then she helped in the first book, too.
But when, the other guys showed up, she didn't do anything. She just chilled in her hut somewhere.
Because she's old, Kelly.
It's so Zuko.
Zuko's riding a dragon, and he fought,
The dragon was old, too.
And they can both still kick ass, clearly. And they didn't, so... Off you go.
Let Zuko do what he wants. He's got to get ready to be with Katara again. Mm-hmm. Got to fall in love one last time.
Should we move on with the Cartoon Network news here?
Absolutely. Cartoon Network will premiere Lego DC Comics Batman Beleaguered.
Beleaguered. They just made up a word just for this special. Just for this show.
And it's amazing.
The story will focus on Batman's reluctance to join the Justice League and how they're united in the end.
Can I challenge Brokettes to use this word everywhere?
Beleaguer?
Like, when someone's surprised about something, be like, you've been beleaguered, and then just run away. Like, let's get this word started.
And report back with your story.
Please do. Take pictures real fast when people look at you funny.
Just that confused look.
But this special will premiere on October 27th, so right around the corner.
And let's be clear about this. This will have nothing to do with the Lego movie spin-off of Lego Batman.
Yes, this is all new. It looks amazing. Come on, Lego Batman. How is he not amazing?
The trailer is now up on YouTube. It looks funny. You see the entire Justice League members, and Superman is super gay for Batman.
Always. When is he not?
Really wants him on that team.
Guys, watch that trailer and be beleaguered. I want to start this.
Yeah. Next, we have some movie news. Actually, some pretty big stuff this week. Something out there for the Marvel fans. Robert Downey Jr. is set to appear in 2016's Captain America 3, which, as you know, comes out the same year as Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Used to be on the same day, but then they changed their minds.
That's right.
So, due to this, many are speculating that it'll kickstart Civil War.
So, if this is true, 2016 will be the year of superheroes fighting one another.
Yes. That's probably why they did it. These guys are probably all in cahoots. They're like, how can we squeeze the most money out of everyone?
So what I'm thinking is Batman's going to have to go into the Marvel movies, put an end to their fight, end to their nonsense, and turn them all into Robins.
So halfway through the movie, Batman's just like, hold on. Opens up a portal. The rest of the movie is just Superman kind of standing there waiting for him to come back. You got to get out of that theater, buy a ticket, and go into the next theater and watch him kick ass. And then next year will be the continuation when Batman comes back.
With all his new Robins. You are Iron Robin.
Widow Robin.
Yeah, Widow Robin. Robin Widow, that's what it is.
Widow.
Robin Hulk.
But he's got to be extra whiny. He can't be mad anymore. He just has to be whiny.
When I first posted this on Twitter, a follower, Alex, and coworker, he was like, well, what about Thor? What's Robin Thor? Because I hadn't put him in that list. And I said, well, Thor is actually a lady now, so Batman seduces Thor and just makes Robins out of the babies, you know?
And he would do that.
He has kids all over the place. Why not? Well done, Batman. So I'm looking forward to Captain America 3.
Captain America 3, Batman stops the Civil War. If it is Civil War, though, that's awesome. Done right, that's going to be amazing.
Some people are a little worried about it because they don't have the X-Men in it. Obviously, they can't use the X-Men. They can't use the Fantastic Four. If you go back and read Civil War, the story is solid, but it wasn't like this mind-blowing epic or anything like that. But I think if you make it into a movie and you fit it into the universe that they built, I think they're actually going to make a better story than what Civil War was, to be completely honest.
Yeah, can't wait to see it. I really hope, like we said, it's all speculation, but I really hope this is what it is. Because then we will just be broke all year.
Not only that, but Captain America 1 and 2, in that order, are my two favorite Marvel movies that have come out. Like, they were really well made. The first one was awesome, and the second one, they brought back his classic outfit, and that was a lot of fun. Everyone saw Winter Soldier, so Captain America 3, I'm really expecting high things.
I do, kind of off topic, but not really. Have you seen the picture for the Summer Soldier cosplay?
I have not.
It's great. It's the Winter Soldier arm, but he's in board shorts and a tank top, and he has a surfboard. Somebody do this for me, please.
Keeping with Batman, we have tons of Batman v Superman news, as well as news on the whole DC lineup, which is what we're actually super excited for.
Yes, they just blew us away this week. So first, the latest rumors from Variety are saying that Jenna Malone will be playing Carrie Kelly in the upcoming Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Carrie Kelly, that is Robin. If you have all read or watched the Dark Knight Returns movie, you know that she was I believe she was the first female Robin. She was before Stephanie Brown, so...
Yeah.
It does fit with everything that they're doing so far. He does have the classic armor from the comic book. They are going to be fighting. When they first introduced Batman v Superman, they read from the actual comic itself. So it would not be surprising if they somehow fit in Robin Carrie Kelly into Batman v Superman.
I think it would be awesome. Something they haven't done before. In the Dark Knight trilogy, we got kind of Robin.
Sort of.
I don't think I've seen a good Robin in any of the movies. So this is their chance to do it right. Get a redhead in there. Sorry they didn't pick me, guys. I tried.
So what's your audition for Carrie Kelly? That's what I want to know. How would you play Robin?
How would I play Robin? Why do I have to do this? Why can't you just see me as a partner? I'm always in your shadow.
That's the perfect Robin. That's totally what Robin says all the time.
Right, exactly. But then I'd be Dick Grayson Robin.
Yeah, not really Carrie Kelly.
I guess.
That's why Dick Grayson is the true Robin. She's Carrie Kelly. There's Damian Wayne, Red Hood, Tim Drake, Robin.
Even when he's Nightwing, he's Robin.
He's still Robin. Always Robin. Most of these rumors come from supposedly one extra that leaked this information, but they combine that with the fact that they have been filming on a college campus and have hired a ton of college-aged extras. So this could mean also that it's part of that football game that they're doing, that they filmed with Metropolis versus Gotham. Obviously, it's from the Gotham University, so it could be that. But when you see this actress running around and they haven't really said who she's going to play, people kind of put two and two together. Mm-hmm. But like you said, hopefully it is true because we haven't seen a Robin in years. So let's go ahead and do it.
Not a real Robin in years.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt does not count because he actually became Batman at the end of The Dark Knight Rises.
So he was really Terry McGinnis.
Batman.
Terry. Bat-fake. They have also said that Wonder Woman's origin in Batman v Superman, this really, really excites me, it will be the New 52's origin. So she will be Zeus's daughter.
This pissed off a lot of old men out there.
Aww.
Because they were like, that's stupid. That's not her origin. She was made from clay or whatever.
Oh, okay, sirs. She was made from clay.
Well, in the New 52, they actually say that, well, you're actually Zeus's daughter. This was just a myth. It's a great story. If you go out there and pick up the Wonder Woman trades for the New 52, it's excellent. And we're pretty sad that they're ending that and David Finch is coming on. Hopefully it continues the quality because people have been really enjoying that Wonder Woman story. But I, for one, am really happy that they're doing the New 52 origin. Get the Greek gods in there. Get that story on screen, and that's what they will do when she eventually gets her own solo movie, which we're going to touch up on in a second.
Well, and I think I'll wait till we get to the solo movie.
But to me, like, what blows my mind is the people that are pissed off about this, they're like, well, that goes to show you that Warner Brothers does not know what they're doing with these. It's like, you do realize this is a New 52 origin. I even saw that comment, like, that's actually New 52 origin. It is coming from the comics. And someone said, oh, well, that explains it. New 52 is shit. And that immediately gets me like, okay, so you're not clearly reading New 52, because there's some really good stuff on there.
Oh, people. But they're the true fans, Dan.
Yeah, the true
You're
fans.
the true fans.
So here's the biggest news of the week.
Yes. Warner Brothers has announced their slate of DC films through 2020.
2020. We finally have it. We know what's coming out and when. So the first one, 2016... we have Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and The Suicide Squad.
Crazy, but we all expected it. I did not expect it this soon.
Yeah, we knew the Suicide Squad movie was coming. We had touched upon this about 2-3 episodes ago. Awesome year. Great way to kick it off with Batman fighting Superman. And with the title alone, it tells you that Justice League will form right near the end of it.
Absolutely.
Or at least start to form.
Like I said before, Suicide Squad still scares me. I will still see it, of course. But I'm scared. So in 2017, we have Wonder Woman solo movie, Justice League, and the Lego Batman movie.
That is going to be a huge fucking year. Huge fucking year. I think 2017 will be bigger for them than 2016. Like, I understand you have Batman v Superman, which is going to be amazing. It's going to make tons of money. But I don't think Suicide Squad's going to make quite the cash that, let's say, Wonder Woman will. Here you have Justice League, and you have Wonder Woman, and you have the Lego Batman movie, which I think is going to make more than the Lego movie. Yes. It's going to be insane.
Yes, because the Lego Batman movie, you've got all the people who just like Batman going to see it. So yes, I would agree. It will definitely be a big year. Getting back, we were talking about Wonder Woman earlier.
Yeah.
I am so excited that they're going with New 52 origin because there is so much they can do with that movie now. If it was just she was made from clay, I don't feel like there's as much you can do with that. Now you got all these gods and you got her. There's a lot of drama in Greek gods, man. There's so much that can happen in this movie.
Maybe Batman will punch a god.
I like how Batman's in all of these.
He's got to be. He's got to be like the Nick Fury of the DC movies.
Well, DC does stand for Detective Comics, and Batman is a detective.
Yep.
Done. So they should just pretty much call it Batman Comics. Just be done with it.
I think the Lego Batman movie will especially benefit because everyone will still be on that Justice League high, assuming it's good. That's the other thing too. Like I know Batman v Superman is pretty much a guaranteed success based on the title alone. People want to see Batman fight Superman, but however the Wonder Woman film and then however they market Justice League will depend a lot on the story and the casting and all of that. So we'll see how that goes. But regardless, I think Lego Batman is gonna be the second one right there.
I want him to sing his song.
That's gotta be in there.
No parents.
I'm sure it'll be in there.
Better be.
2018, we have The Flash, Aquaman, and the Lego Movie 2.
Good job, Lego movies. We all saw Aquaman coming. I don't think I saw Flash coming.
The rumor was that Flash and Green Lantern were going to be combined into one.
Yes.
But now we know that it's going to be a solo film. It's actually the same actor from Perks of Being a Wallflower. He was the young man that was picked on for being gay in the high school.
Oh, really?
He's going to play the Flash. So some people are a little worried about that. I love that movie, Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
And you really saw that he can act. So
Awesome. I'm really looking forward to see what they do with the Flash. Because I'm kind of like, what can they do with it? But it'll be really good, I bet.
They're going to have to work hard to distance themselves from the Flash TV show because that's actually pretty successful now. I have a lot of customers come into the comic shop and they're most excited to talk about the Flash, even more than Gotham.
They cray.
Well, they're both good shows. I saw both episodes. I'm watching Gotham. But one thing that people were saying is that it's a missed opportunity for them to use the Flash from the TV show in the movies. The problem with this is then you would have to... That would mean that these movies are included in the Arrow universe because those two are tied together. So whatever villains they've used in there, like Deathstroke or the upcoming Ra's al Ghul, they wouldn't really be able to use in the Justice League movies. Plus, I feel like those two have completely different feels. Right. You watch the show, you watch Man of Steel, they're not quite on the same plane.
Agreed. I'm very glad that they're distancing that as well. So moving on, we have 2019. We have Shazam and the Justice League 2.
I did not expect Justice League 2 this soon. 2 years after Justice League 1. That's insane.
They better not leave Justice League 1 in a cliffhanger.
They will.
No, don't tell me that. But now I'm angry at them.
It's going to be like a connection thing. I feel like they're going to say, one of these Darkseid's going to be in it. It's either going to be the first or the second one, but whoever... I feel like Justice League 1 will tie into like Darkseid arriving, sort of like the animated film did with the Flashpoint movie, where at the very end after the credits you see Darkseid has arrived. They could do something like that. But let's say that they did Justice League Darkseid in the first one. What team or what villain could possibly follow up with in Justice League 2?
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like the one thing they could do is do like the Legion of Doom.
Justice Lords!
I don't see the Justice Lords.
Do them!
Legion of Doom.
Do them now! Okay, fine, Legion of Doom.
Shazam has yet to be cast. We know that we have Black Adam, The Rock. No Shazam yet. So that's the other casting they haven't made clear or actually revealed. I think with Aquaman, which we talked about a little bit earlier, Jason Momoa could carry his own film, and I think when we actually do see him, if we see him in Batman v Superman, it'll be a great introduction to the character, and hopefully people really latch on to this new version of Aquaman and see like that he's not this joke that people have this misconception of. If you actually read the comics, he's a fucking badass. If
they want to see he's not a joke, they need to watch that Justice League where he chops off his hand, becomes Hook Arm.
You're talking about the Timverse Justice League show.
Yes.
Yeah, Aquaman was awesome in that too.
He was awesome. That's what they need to do for that movie, make him Hook Arm. Shazam, they need to cast... I think they need to be more worried about the casting of Billy rather than Shazam.
Yeah.
Because that it's going to be great, man. He needs to turn into Shazam and be like, I'm going to go fucking buy beer like he does in the comic. And it's just going to be comedy gold.
Yeah. I'm really excited for Shazam. More excited than I am to see Aquaman. More excited than I am to see Flash or even Wonder Woman. Like the Shazam movie, I don't know why I'm really excited for this, but it's just, I feel like it's going to be the funniest of the bunch.
And finally, 2020. 2 movies that I was not expecting. We have Cyborg and Green Lantern.
Do you feel like they left the potentially weakest movies to the end?
I feel like they left the best movies for the end.
These are the ones?
Because Green Lantern better be Jon Stewart, and it'll just be the best.
I agree. The 2 Green Lanterns they have to do, and that's my personal opinion. Number 1, Jon Stewart. Number 2, Simon Baz. One of those 2 would be great. You can do a lot with them, and they're different enough where I don't think people are going to connect them to the previous Green Lantern movie.
I hope not.
And hopefully they do the costume where it's like they're actually wearing one and they just spice it up with CGI. Sort of like they did with Electro, or what they'll probably do with Flash.
I really, really hope it's Jon Stewart. What would you do if they were like Green Lantern's Sinestro?
Oh man, that'd be so awesome. Put Sinestro in the Justice League. That would be amazing.
He'd be part of the Legion of Doom.
Well, you can work that into Justice League too. Like he switches sides.
Okay.
And then they have a new Green Lantern. I don't know. You can have Jon Stewart then.
It better be Jon Stewart. They have to do Jon Stewart. They have to do this for me.
Would you be sad though if it was Simon Baz?
No, I'd still think it was cool. They're gonna get more money if they do Jon Stewart though. Simon Baz is a really cool character. They give him a great backstory, but very few people know of him.
So you think it's more marketable to do Jon Stewart?
Absolutely, absolutely. You can do so much with Jon Stewart, though, because of his military background. He doesn't necessarily need to become a Green Lantern till like 3/4 of the way through the movie. And I'd be fine with that. I'd be like, let's see why he's such a fucking great Green Lantern. Because he knows these things.
So I was on Twitter when the news broke. Like, I was just watching the feed go, just tweeting and whatnot. And then that first thing pops up. Warner Brothers has revealed their slate of DC movies. I was like, holy shit. So I look at it, make sure it's not fake, because those things pop up all the time. And there it was, the entire schedule. And I thought to myself, okay, so it's early enough where the internet has yet to react. Like, the internet is still formulating its thoughts. It's kind of like a slow bro. It's kind of like, let's see, what can I pick at that I don't like?
Slow internet.
I'm not going to get excited and happy due to the fact that there's a Wonder Woman solo movie or that there's going to be a Flash movie. I'm going to find the thing that bothers me and just focus on that. And I could never predict that thing. Never. But I found a couple of things that they're clamoring for.
Cyborg movie?
Not the Cyborg movie.
Oh, okay.
The things I saw. And it's so like the internet. You're going to laugh. Where's Man of Steel 2? Where's Batman solo movie? That's what they were focusing on.
Really? You have all these great characters, and that's what you're worried about?
Because if they had said, we're going to actually do Man of Steel 2 and Batman after Batman v Superman, everyone would be like, where's Wonder Woman in her movie? Where's The Flash? Where's Green Lantern? So instead they went with the most illogical thing.
Oh, internet.
And the funny thing is, if you look at the actual press reading of it, Warner Brothers did say that actually Batman and Superman will have their own solo movies during this time period between 2016 and 2020, but those dates have yet to be revealed. So I think one of those will be in that 2020 year with Cyborg and Green Lantern, just to have like a super strong end to this first string of movies. I don't know what they're going to do beyond this. It'll probably be a contract renewal period.
Batman Beyond.
They could do Batman Beyond.
Yes.
The other thing that the internet focused on, this is the one that I was like, come on, where's Nightwing's solo movie? I'm like, no, we don't want to see a Nightwing solo.
No.
Nightwing is very popular, don't get me wrong, but I think Nightwing is better off in the Teen Titans show that they were talking about doing.
Nightwing is better not around. That's pretty much what you just said.
Look, I know people like Nightwing. Good for people who like Robin.
Somebody just said, hey, Dan, we're going to invite all our friends. What do you think about Nightwing? And you said, no, not Nightwing. Anybody but Nightwing.
Only if Batman's there. Then we can have Robin. It's the only way it'll work. So that's the internet reaction for this week, for this time around.
So
and I think
funny.
it's pretty tame for what the internet has reacted to in regards to all of this. So I think they did good. Most people are more like, let's wait and see what happens. And yeah, let's see what happens.
So, we asked you brokettes, what do you think of the lineups? Christopher on Facebook said, Green Lantern, awesome, but worries me badly. Cyborg is odd. Unlike Marvel, DC feels so incredibly oversaturated. Never mind that so many more know about Marvel characters versus DC. I would have just kept to the Justice League members.
I can see where the worry is coming from with this, especially with the Cyborg movie. But I feel like the fact that it's at the very end of the lineup shows that these are the characters that they're going to build up with the audience. Like, one Green Lantern, people are still hurting from that last movie, so they're like, here's this new one, you're going to see him in Justice League, you're going to see him in Justice League 2, he might even make a cameo in some of these other movies. So when people grow to like him, boom, here's a solo movie. Same with Cyborg. He is definitely going to be in Batman v Superman, at least the character Victor Stone. And once they build him up in those other movies, boom, here's his solo movie. So I think it was smart of them to end with those two movies instead of like starting with them. No, you start out strong, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Here's these secondary characters, build them up, and here's the movies. Off you go.
Nice little package. See you later. Bye.
Go make money. Off you go.
I totally agree. Cyborg and Jon Stewart Green Lantern. I'm just saying it's Jon Stewart. It's going to be Jon Stewart. Their backstories are so great, and I feel like not enough people know about them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fantastic that they're doing these movies. With this new 52 Justice League, Cyborg became one of my favorite characters. He's really, really cool. They made you feel so much for him and what he went through, and seeing the growth in the first few arcs to get to where he is now. Fantastic.
Yeah, it was a good story, and they'd be smart to use that in the movies. So thank you, Christopher, for sharing your thought on the lineup. If you guys still have some thoughts, or if you want to share your opinion in regards to what we thought of the lineup, you can find us on Facebook or on Twitter. On Twitter, it's @ReasonsI'mBroke, Facebook.com/TheReasonsI'mBroke. But if you want to make it easy on yourself, go to nerdupmedia.com. You'll find the link to all of our social media networks.
The last comment we have is from Alexander on Facebook, who says, only thing that makes me mad is I have to wait so long. Oddly enough, I'm looking forward to Wonder Woman and Aquaman the most, just because I'm interested to see how it will translate into live action. Can't wait to hear Daniel and Kelly's thoughts.
Yeah, we agree, especially with Jason Momoa again on Aquaman. That should be awesome. That should be fun. They're obviously going to go with a completely different take on the character, probably something closer to the New 52, but with a new look. So we're excited as well, and hopefully we'll be seeing them with Alex. He has his own YouTube channel, which is a Let's Play show. You can check it out at purpleswordfish.com.
So we're going to move into some comic book news now. First up, Scott Snyder and Jock's new comic, Witches, has already been optioned for a feature film.
Did not take long. Merely like half a week after the comic debuted, this news came out, and we were already like, oh shit. Here come the speculators, like number ones are gone.
Of course.
So the company that picked this up is New Regency, and also Brad Pitt's production company, Plan B. Both Snyder and Jock will serve as executive producers.
Awesome.
Does not mean the movie will be a huge success right off the bat, but these are the right moves. You got to keep them on as producers, and so far the issue 1 for Witches was really solid. And it is actually selling pretty well, especially now that it's optioned, so I mean a lot of that is going to speculators, but if it's Scott Snyder, the story is going to be good. Yeah,
absolutely.
We also have a bit of New York Comic Con news that we missed from last week, stuff they announced after we recorded last week's episode.
Marvel has announced an officially licensed Dancing Groot of their own that will go on sale in December for $14.99.
So it's about the same price as the pop vinyl. This one does actually dance instead of it just being a bobblehead. Which one of the two do you think is better, though?
I like the pop vinyl better.
Me too.
It's way cuter. The Groots that were amazing were the ones where they ripped the dancing flower off at Walgreens and made their own. The one Marvel's making, great try, guys. But it's missing that adorable factor. And honestly, how many people are going to sit there and push the button all day long and watch it dance? You're better off with the adorable little Groot that bobbles his head.
Yeah, that's the one. I ended up pre-ordering one as well. My mom saw it and she's like, I need it. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm pre-ordering one now.
Christmas done.
It will actually dance in tune with the Jackson 5 song, I Want You Back. So very much like in the credits for Guardians of the Galaxy.
But you know what? I can play that song and bop my bobblehead and he dances too.
Just his head, though.
That's all he's got to do. It's fine.
Just the head.
This is a really smart move for them, though. It will sell a lot. People who don't want to take the time to make their own.
We also did get an answer to your Pokemon problem.
Yes,
your dilemma.
I'm playing Pokemon Soul Silver again. I'm naming all my Pokemons after foods. And so my question was, what are some food names I should give my Pokemons?
So we got one from Twitter at WolfQueen10 who said, Kelli should name the Dragonite Dragon Fruit.
That's a very good suggestion. I do like that. I might when I get there.
There's 151 Pokemon Broquettes, so get out there, find some food names, and find a Pokemon to match up to it and send it on over to us.
You can send it over through Twitter at Reasons I'm Broke or through Facebook, and we will read it on the air.
We did get a question from Broquette on Twitter at GreenXScar who asked, what was your reaction to the last panel of Batman number 35?
This is a great question. You go first.
Well, we reviewed the comic last week. Do we want to spoil yet, or just do the reaction? Give people a chance to read it still? It's only been out for about 2 weeks.
It's your call.
Okay, to be honest, my perfectly honest reaction to it, I was like, oh, okay, all right. Like, it was so hyped up by Scott Snyder, who was like, you guys are going to want to order up on this. You have to get more issues. It's going to be huge. And then one of my coworkers, actually Rick from Those Two Jerks podcast on Nerd Up Media, he was like, holy shit, that ending. And I'm just going through my head like, who could it be? What's going on? What happens? And then when they do the villain review, I'm like, oh, all right. Like, it was a little like, okay, so I see where we're going now. But I didn't feel like it was necessary for Snyder to be like, no, you have to order more.
Very good reaction. Mine was, really, Justice League? Really? I think I said that to you when I got done reading it too.
Yeah, and on the pod last week.
Really? Oh, I did. Yes, that was my honest reaction, no lie. For those of you who have read it, I hope you share my feelings. Because it's like, you're supposed to be the best in the world. But
they went up against probably one of Batman's best villains.
Well, yeah.
And the Justice League villains are nothing compared to the Batman ones.
Agreed, but really? Really?
Well, we're gonna see what happens
you
next
know
time.
You know how he got it in the tower? He sent a big old package addressed to Superman from Batman, and Superman got all excited, like, oh, he remembered my birthday! And then...
Well, so then it was kind of easy, though. You can't blame Superman or the Justice League. Like, that's the ultimate plan. Ultimate plan.
But that was my reaction. It was a great comic. Don't get me wrong. I can't wait to see next month and where this is going because Batman's just gonna kick ass.
Let us know, GreenXScar. What was your reaction to Batman number 35? We also have some Pokemon news. New Mega Evolutions got revealed.
Just make them all, guys. Just make them all.
We knew they were, though.
Just all of them. Make them. Why even reveal more? Just reveal them all at once.
First one is Mega Steelix. It gains the Sand Force ability. This ability during a sandstorm, Sand Force increases the power of rock, ground, and steel type moves by 30%. A Pokemon with this ability also takes no damage from a sandstorm.
Just make more things up, Pokemons. It's cool.
What do you think about the design for this Steelix?
He's not as cool as Mega Pidgeot.
I like that they didn't overcomplicate it with the design. I do like the floating rocks around them. Hopefully he has some like magnet attacks or something like that, similar to what Magnezone or Magneton have. Overall, I think it's pretty cool.
Still, they're doing too much to my Pokemons. They need to stop.
You don't have to Mega Evolve them.
They need to stop. They don't have to Mega Evolve them either.
Well, what I'm saying is you don't Mega Evolve them if you don't like the design.
But then I can't beat the games anymore.
Yes, you can. Use the Mega Evolutions that you like the Pidgeot.
But that'd be my only one.
And then you can have Pikachu, Mega Pidgeot, regular Dragonite.
Is there a Mega Pikachu?
Yeah, it's called a Raichu.
That's just a regular evolving Danny. Is one of the better ones, I'll give it that. Not as cool as Ampharos Jefferson.
We also had another one, Mega Glalie.
This gains the ability of Refrigerate. Refrigerate causes all normal type moves used by Pokemon to become ice type and receives a 30% boost in power.
I usually don't have that hard of a time against Glalie, just a fire flamethrower, and they're pretty much done. I actually don't see a lot of them in competitive battles either, so maybe he'll become more competitive with this Mega Evolution. I really don't know.
Maybe. He looks super spooky now.
Giant mouth on him.
Ah, that's the noise his mouth makes, if nobody caught that. I still don't think. I mean, I get we're trying to make the games better. I still don't like Megas. Sorry, guys.
One more bit of Pokemon news for our YouTube viewers. You probably already saw this, but the Pokemonopoly came out, and we actually did an unboxing for it.
It's called Mon, Dan.
Mon. If you watch the video, you'll get the joke. Definitely check it out on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/thereasonsimbroke, or you can find the link on nerdupmedia.com. But we had a lot of fun doing it. I guess if we want to expand on the review here.
Absolutely. So they re-released the Pokemon Monopoly that we had way back in my childhood. We got it, we unboxed it, talked about everything in it. I sang a new song.
You did? You actually opened with it.
We did. I opened with a brand new song. It's a lot of fun. Really nostalgic for me to see this. Only 151 Pokemon, which is the best thing ever.
It is the Kanto region Pokemonopoly, and they'll probably do one for each region as we continue, because every generation was someone's favorite.
And it's only because they don't know the originals.
Well, Pokemon Company's maximizing on their dollar by doing that.
Yeah, I know.
Will you buy the Johto one?
Yes.
All right, then.
But that's the last one I'd buy. Kanto and Johto, done. That's why Pokemon Soul Silver was the best, because you got Kanto and Johto. Best of both worlds. Okay, thanks.
The only downside to the whole package, and we talked about it on the video, are the trainer cards. So you saw the Pokemon like Gyarados, and then it had like a plain white background. I think I, more than you, were disappointed with it, because they could have put like a type color based on like Gyarados. They could have done like a blue background, or if they had like a Rapidash, like a red background. Just something to break up all that white.
I just said they could do what they wanted.
Because they just reprinted them.
Yep. No, not even. They found them in a warehouse.
But it says 2014 copyright at the very bottom. I looked just to make sure.
I really wanted it to say 98. I really wanted it to say 98. So yes, they did just reprint them.
They go through extra effort of like making a little stamp of 2014, and they're like, you gotta stamp it on there perfectly so it looks like we reprinted that. Sir, that's more effort than actually reprinting them. No, do it. We're not gonna let these old cards go to waste. It's a matter of principle.
I want them to be kind of yellowed. Little dusty. Some need to have water damage because the warehouse leaked. So yes, guys, definitely check out our Mon unboxing. It was a great video.
Before we jump into our comics of the week, we do want to talk about our sponsor, Audible. We do have a recommendation of the week for an audiobook.
That recommendation is Will Eisner, A Dreamer's Life in Comics.
Author Michael Schumacher dives beneath Eisner's public persona to make connections between his life and his art.
This book is normally $24.95, but it is free with your trial when you sign up at audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia.
Most people will say, I don't have time to read an entire book. Well, there you go. On your drive to work, on your drive to the grocery store, plug in your free audiobook with your Kindle device, with your Android device, or your iPhone, and you can have someone read it to you for free. Like, what else can you ask for? You can read great books like Will Eisner, A Dreamer's Life in Comics. We'll have another recommendation next week. But Brokeheads, you get a free audiobook download of your choice along with a free 30-day trial. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia.
It's a fantastic offer, guys. Definitely take advantage of it.
Hey, this is Brock from Pokemon. And James from Pokemon. And you're listening to the Reasons I'm Broke podcast, which is one of my favorites. Why? Because so many girls listen to it. Which is unlike me, because no girls listen to me. I don't know what you mean. All the girls listen to me, especially Jessie, though she still has yet to help me capture Pikachu.
Now we can jump into our comics. We're going to start off with our indie books, move into Marvel, and end with DC. First one is Anne Bonny #3, written and illustrated by Tim Yates from Blue Juice Comics.
Good job, Mr. Yates. Good job.
This is you as a pirate.
Yes, Kelli is a pirate. Do, 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 do. That's my pirate song.
What's in your song?
Yo ho, my name is Anne Bonny.
That is your song. You gotta sing that every time.
Okay, done. That is the Anne Bonny song.
I know with Anne Bonny number 2, you did not want Anne Bonny to end up with Finn.
I changed my mind.
What made you change your mind?
Because he turned into Zuko. Because he got really badass.
Yeah, he goes through a transformation here. The character immediately becomes 100 times way more interesting, and you see
he
that
mega evolved.
He mega evolves. If you go back and read Anne Bonny 2, you do see the seeds being planted for that, and you do see the payoff in number 3, and it's very exciting. Tons of action. The art is very charming, and it's a very funny book. Like, by the end of it, I just had this giant smile on my face. By the way Anne Bonny reacts and how she treats the rest of her crew, it's awesome.
It is. It's a great story. It's turning into a great love story, too. Like, the middle of the book, I was like, whatever. And then it was like, yeah, no, I'm so glad that this happened. I don't want to spoil it, because you should all just pick up the book. But definitely turned around. I hope they get together and live a happy life. But there has to be struggle along the way, or else it's just not worth it.
Of course.
Because all love has to have some struggle.
So you did like that Finn went from being like this sort of quiet, very timid character, and suddenly he's sort of awakened, and you're going to see him grow as we continue.
Mm-hmm. He's so cool now. This was almost my pick of the week. Can I have 2 picks of the week?
No.
This is... Come
Only
on,
one.
I sang the Anne Bonny song. I just made it up on the spot.
Fine. 2 picks of the week for Kelli.
Okay, so this is my first pick of the week.
All right, so Anne Bonny number 3 is your first pick of the week.
Yes, pick of the week number 1.
We're going to move on to the next one, which is LumberJanes number 7, written by Grace Ellis and Noelle Stevenson, with art by Brooke Allen.
The plot thickens in this one. So much. Took a turn I did not expect, and it's really cool.
I disagree. It's my pass of the week.
Really?
Yes.
And why is that?
I see what they were trying to do with the characters and developing them. We now know where this other camper comes from that initially stood in their way. But there wasn't enough here, not enough humor, not enough action, not enough development with the characters to actually keep me interested through the end. A lot of it, too, was rehashing what happened in 2 issues ago when they went through the temple. At the very end, they just go through it again, although at a much faster pace, but I felt it was kind of a lazy way to go about it.
I don't know. I thought it was really cute. I loved when they went back in the temple because all the trials they had the first time, like the golems, they were just chilling. They're like, hey, welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know. It's losing me.
And they had friendship to the max.
It's a book for just Kellys
And
and other
they
ladies.
had LumberJerks. LumberJerks is my phrase of the week.
Not so much Mon anymore?
Well, okay. No,
Or
Mon
Beleaguered.
Damn it, there were so many good phrases this week. Fine, it is now LumberJerkMonMonBeLeaguered. That's the phrase.
I found the name of the episode.
LumberJerkMonMonBeLeaguerd. So, Dan's pass of the week, I thought it was pretty good. Next up, we have a Marvel book, Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man number 6. This is written by Brian Michael Bendis, with art by David Marquez, and colorist is Justin Ponsor and Jason Keith.
We start to get more answers as to why the Green Goblin and Peter Parker are alive again, and how Miles is sort of being the adult in this whole situation, and how he's reacting with the agent from S.H.I.E.L.D., and how he's actually handling the situation, which, in the end, further involves his father.
Mm-hmm. I thought Miles was great in this. The thing that excites me is it doesn't feel like, now that Peter's back, they're just going to forget Miles.
That would be a huge mistake.
It would, absolutely, because he is the most interesting Spider-Man, except for Doc Ock Spider-Man.
Right, Superior Spidey.
Come on, awesome. But he is handling the situation so well, and I like that Peter's just like, look, you're in place now. They don't really need me.
Yeah, I do enjoy that. He is sort of stepping aside so that we still have Miles as our ultimate Spider-Man. Great moment at the beginning, too, with J. Jonah Jameson. I love Jay.
I would...
Well, we're not going to spoil that.
Can we just finish the podcast? Talk about all the books like that?
If you want to know what happens, first brocat that heads on over to marvel.com/redeem. You get a digital copy of the comic. The code is...
NTMYFG 9JBGB.
Let us know what you thought on Twitter or on Facebook. Next is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 39, written by Bobby Curnow, Tom Waltz, and Kevin Eastman, with art by Matteo Santoloco and colors by Rhonda Pattison.
This book was so much fun.
Definitely much better than number 38. I really liked it. You get more development with Donatello and where he's heading, and it connects with TMNT Turtles in Time, because there was that disconnect between he and his brothers. And that continues in this, and it's that's where the drama is building for me personally, because Donatello is my favorite turtle, and you're seeing that the family is the strongest when they're together, but right now there's this crisis of Shredder and the Technodrome coming up on them, and these other mutants, and now the family split. That's what this is where the good stuff happens.
It's crazy! There's a huge fight scene in this also, which I loved. Hob is an idiot. You're a dummy, Hob.
He's a doo-dum.
He is. He's a doo-dum. But the fight scene was great. I love seeing the turtles. I love seeing these new mutants that we're running into. They should just kill the pigeon.
He's kind of the ongoing joke, though.
Just be done with him.
Leave the pigeon alone.
Just be done with him. He's only going to cause more problems.
Maybe he's going to kick Shredder's ass. You don't know. You don't know. You. If Mikey were to befriend him, though, you would suddenly like him.
Yeah,
Admit
but,
that.
No, not really. Because even Mikey wouldn't befriend that pigeon.
We'll see.
Even Mikey.
Was that your other pick of the week?
No, we're not there yet. Just give me time. Let me live my life.
Go away.
Go away. Oh.
DC Comics.
Batman and Robin number 35. This is part of Robin Rises. Written by Peter J. Tomasi, art by Pat Gleason, and the colorist is John Cleese. Your pick of the week?
This is my pick of the week,
yes,
of course.
I knew it.
And it is Batman's journey into Apocalypse to get his son's body back. We're now getting more answers as to what they're actually doing with Damian's body, and what the Bat family is, how they're reacting to Batman going on his own.
That was so cool.
The Hellbat suit, you see it in action here, and it does all kinds of crazy, awesome shit. It's like organic, so it's sort of like a symbiote Venom thing, but it's also like an armored bat suit, sort of like we've seen in the Batman series.
It pretty much, it doesn't kill people, but it cripples them.
Cripples them very quickly. He's not fucking around here. He wants his son back. He's not angry, but he's completely focused, and nothing is going to get in his way. Not Darkseid, as we've seen in the solicitations. He will come head-to-head with Darkseid, and I can't wait, because this is a Batman that you don't want Batman at this point. Like, this is the worst thing that could happen to you if you're fighting Batman. And who better to go up against him than Darkseid? So it's building up to that. And then we get the answer as to why that other solicitation, which was Batman and Robin number 36, why Jason Todd, Batgirl, and Tim Drake are wearing Robin outfits. And it's beautiful how they roll that out. Great Alfred moments. It's a book to love. There's nothing bad about this. It's my pick of the week.
Absolutely. Alfred was my favorite part of this book, I think. The Robin costumes were great. I think we should all cosplay as that. That'd be so awesome.
Yes, you could be Batgirl.
I could be Batgirl Robin. Awesome. It was very good pick of the week. Not my second pick of the week, though.
Boo.
Don't boo me. You're not the king ruler. You can't tell me what to do.
This is your pick of the week, isn't it? Your other one.
No, it's not. Stop assuming things.
Batman, Superman, number 15, a.k.a. Superman Loves Batman.
There was a lot of that, too.
Written by Greg Pak, art by Pascal Alix, Diogenes Miguel, Mark Deering, and Cliff Richards, with colors by Ulysses Ariola.
I really enjoyed this book also.
So did I.
This was so much fun. I think it was better than the last one.
Much better than number 14.
We begin the book, Batman and Superman, they still don't have their memories. We find out how they get their memories back. And then we see that happen.
So there's a big switch here. Whereas Batman would, I guess, sometimes normally be with Catwoman and Superman is with Lois Lane, you have that switch off because they both don't remember their past and their origins, but they do still have their skills and their superpowers. So Batman uses his of seduction with Lois Lane.
Yeah.
And Catwoman, I guess she's more using Superman than anything. I don't feel like there was really a spark between the two. She did like the darker side to Superman, but I don't feel like she was actually falling for him the way that Lois Lane was with Batman.
Who doesn't fall for Batman?
Exactly. And you see that that's actually how Superman comes back.
Can I tell them?
You can tell them after the Superman Loves Batman theme song.
Do I have to explain how they get their memories back?
Only if it's important to how he comes back.
I believe it is important.
Okay, go for it.
If you guys haven't read this and you're worried about spoilers, go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. But the way they get their memories back is by wanting to remember.
Yeah.
So Batman doesn't have the skills that he has because he doesn't remember how to use those skills. So in order to save the day, he has to want to remember, and then he knows how to stop Superman.
Which some people are saying, like, that's kind of a cop-out, like, you have to want to remember, but you gotta, if you read the story, you know that Batman is enjoying, he knows that he can revert to what he was before, because Alfred remembers, and Lois Lane and Catwoman, they all remember what they used to be, but they're enjoying themselves so much with how they're going about their new, fresh outlook on the world, that they have to completely say bye to all of that, and turn into their original selves. So it is a big choice for them.
Right, well, and even Batman, he knows why he's Batman. He knows the pain that he's been through. He's heard it through Alfred. He's read it. And knowing that he doesn't have to feel that pain, that would be scary to say, okay, I'm ready to live with that again, when you wouldn't have to. So, good for Batman, being the bigger man there.
Yep.
But he does remember how to stop Superman, which is with one word. Whispered quietly. Clark. I remember who I am!
And it's not even like that sudden. Like, Clark's like, oh, he said Clark. Like, he just starts remembering
that voice. I want to remember that.
Why he loves Batman. And it's Superman's love for Batman that brings him back. Because it took Batman whispering Clark's name for him to be like, oh my. Like, and so that's when I can lift you up.
do do
do do do do do do do do do.
I thought this book had a great ending, though. You really learn a lot about Batman and Superman's characters, and I feel like they're gonna think a lot about what they've done.
Yeah.
Or Superman's gonna think about what he hasn't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
Batman.
Yep. Or hasn't been done by.
Okay, that's right. That's a better way to put it.
So yeah, because of that, great book.
Overall, it was a great story, though.
It was fun.
Really enjoyed it.
I liked it way more than the last one.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we have Justice League number 35. This is written by Jeff Johns with art by Ivan Reis and Doug Mankey, and colorist is Brad Anderson.
Batman still doesn't trust Luthor. We saw that. We expected it from the beginning. We more thought that Superman would be against Luthor joining the League, but he was just kind of like, whatever Batman wants.
I can lift you up.
So here you see that Batman does have a plan to actually take Luthor out of the Justice League so that they can move forward with their regular Justice League things, which they do here, and Luthor is still learning how to be a hero, and I do like that because you do dive into Luthor's mind and see that he really does appreciate what it means to be a Justice League member. I love that, and I like Lex Luthor. I love what Jeff Johns has been doing with the character here in Justice League. Hopefully we see it translated in Batman v Superman. Regardless, we do have this story, and it's a good story.
This is my pick number 2 of the week.
Very good choice.
Mm-hmm. It's great. I loved the speeches that we have in the beginning. I think it's not only relevant to the story, but it's relevant to everyone reading the book. This is stuff that we can all do. Luthor makes a great point that we're just human. We can't change the entire world by ourselves. But the question isn't, how am I going to fix the whole world? Is where do I start?
Right.
And that I felt was a phenomenal message to see just in a book. I was not expecting that. Then you also have Bruce Wayne coming in here, bringing me to tears.
Yeah.
Come on, sir. Come on.
He had to one-up Luthor. That's what this book, too, was. Just
it is.
Them one-upping one another.
One-upping
so it's so much fun.
Yes. them walking around and the things that, like, when they really start to go at it, I don't want to spoil too much, but Luther says some things where I'm like, whoa, Luther, slow your roll, sir. It was great to see their interactions. I felt that they were all very truthful. I think it's going to be a while before we get to the climax where he does get kicked out of the league, but we're getting there. And
it obviously won't go. He won't go down easy. There'll be something terrible.
And the end.
Yep.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
Final book this week is Teen Titans Go number 6, written by Meryl Hagan and Shali Fish, with art by Jorge Corona and colors by Jeremy Lawson.
I love this book. Don't say anything bad about it.
No, there's nothing bad about this.
Okay.
I will say that I like the backup story better because it had Trigon in it. And any longtime listeners of Reasons I'm Broke know that I love Trigon because in the show they made him out to be like this awesome, nice guy with like this nice sweater. But then you fuck with him and he turns into that demon Trigon.
He's so great.
He's like that 90s, or rather like 70s show dad up until you fuck with him. Like, it's so brilliant and they do it well in the show. And when you watch that episode and then you read this, you more appreciate it because you can hear his voice. You can hear the laugh track when he speaks.
The clapping, yeah. Absolutely. It was great. It starts out with a slumber party with all the girls, which was wonderful. It was so much fun. Watching the show really makes me appreciate this comic because I hear all their voices. I can hear the comedic pauses that they use, and it's wonderful. It feels like it's straight out of the show.
The other story in this comic has to do with video games coming to life. And the video games have like that real life counterpart. Like, they don't have the angry birds, but they have like the irritated birds, you know, that kind of thing, because they can't actually use the real names. But it's really funny to see how games that are popular right now, such as Candy Crush, make it into the Teen Titans Tower and completely come to life to the point where they're in trouble and they might die because these things are alive and they have to find a way to combat all of that. And I thought it was really funny. I like the book, and for $2.99 you can't beat that.
Worth it. I think it's great for adults or children.
And that will be it for the books and the podcast this week. To summarize, my pick of the week was Batman and Robin number 35.
And I had 2 picks of the week. The first one was Anne Bonny number 3. And the second was Justice League number 35.
My pass of the week was Lumberjames number 7.
And I did not have a pass of the week.
Little update on next week. We might not have a podcast, at least a regular one. I'm going to try to record one with a friend of mine. You might hear him on the show. If not, we won't have at worst, we won't have an episode next week, and we'll just return the week after. I'm taking a break. I'm going on vacation due to a friend coming down. So we'll see what we can do, though. We'll try to work something out. If anything, we'll be tweeting as always and on Facebook. And I do want to say that I always appreciate all of the listeners and the feedback that we get on the show, even when I'm having a crappy week. Like, the one thing I look forward to is reading comics and then sharing my thoughts with all of you out there. So thank you so much for the support on YouTube, on Stitcher, on iTunes, wherever you're hearing this. Thank you so much.
As always, if you guys leave us a review through iTunes, Twitter @ReasonsI'mBroke, or on Facebook, we will read it over the air. We love communicating with you guys, answering any questions that you have.
So thanks again to all the Brokettes out there, to our sponsor Audible, all of the Nerd Up Media members. If you head on over to nerdupmedia.com, show them some love. Check out some of the podcast Let's Plays out there, like Those Two Jerks, Lazy Gaming Guys, and The Read Pile. We love them all, and they're great supporters of The Reasons I'm Broke.
Thank you guys so much for listening. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Daniel.
And we hope to see you next week.